So here we are. Round 3 of chemo, day 2. Had a little bit of problem accessing my port both days. Yesterday was more so. And I don't know if I told you, last week when we took my labs, we had quite a bit of trouble accessing my port to get the blood return. Like I just came in from my labs, which is usually like 15 minutes, wham bam, we're done. And most of that is just waiting for them to get in there. But it took like an hour and 15 minutes because they had to like keep trying to flush it and then like trying to get the blood return. They put like both needles in, they're trying to flush both sides and just not getting anything. And so they were thinking that they would have to do Activase, which is like a drug that like kind of sits in your port, and if you have a clot it'll start to break it up. But then they finally got a good blood return on both sides. So that was last week. So this week, yesterday, they had to try both sides again, usually they just access one side because I have a dual port. So usually they just access one side and it's fine. So yesterday they had to do both sides. Both sides weren't getting any blood return. And then they were finally getting it, but it was still like, this just doesn't seem right. So they were gonna do the Activase, which what it does, it sits in your port and they'll put it in there and then it'll sit for like 30 minutes and then they'll try, and then if it's not working they'll let it sit for another 30 minutes, and it can be up in there until for I think up to 2 hours. And hopefully if you have a clot, that'll just break it up and you'll be able to keep going. So they were about to do that and then they got it and they were like, okay. So they think that it's more positional in the problem. So like I think both times they had to lay me back. I had to turn my head, and then like yesterday I had to like lift my arm up. For some reason it works. And they say some patients like they know exactly how they need to lay or to be to get a good blood return and have it work. So maybe that's just how I am. I don't know. But doing the 3rd round, day 2. I'm tired. But I can't sleep. It's like I'm here all day and I try and like lay down and close my eyes and I just can't fall asleep. Maybe tomorrow. I know last round by Friday I was pretty tired and I slept for a while, so maybe tomorrow I'll be able to get a nap, but we shall see. But I wanted to show you, I don't know if it'll let me. Darn. I don't think it's gonna let me turn it around. I wanted to show you the great amenities that we have here at Bay Park Hospital. I get room service for free. I'm sure it's not really free, but they give it to you. I don't know if they're coming for me. But anyway, I get room service, and I had a wonderful, amazing side salad. And last time it only had cucumbers on it, which I'm not a big fan of cucumbers, so I asked them to add tomatoes, and they did, and it was very nice. And then I got fajitas, which were quite tasty, and then I felt like being a little bad, so I got some baked potato wedges, which are pretty tasty for being baked. The ends are kind of usually burnt, but they're okay, you know, if you want to live on the wild side. So that's what I'm doing today. Chilling here. I have my phone and it'll only let me do 5 minutes at a time, and I'm at 4:37, so I have more to say, but I'm gonna have to cut this off and start a new video. So yeah, round 3, here we go. So I think the last video I was talking about the baby and all of that. just the past week has been pretty hard. I've been really emotional. Crying for no reason. I think I have quite a few reasons to cry, but not really knowing which reason I'm crying for. Just breaking down. I mean, there's been a few days where it's just been like tears off and on all day, and not really knowing why, like not thinking of anything specific, not like having a real reason, just crying. So it's been a hard week, because I had the hard physical week, and then this week was a hard emotional week. And I think some of it was I felt more tired than I thought I would. I was, I could do a lot more than the previous week, but it's like that countdown. It's like, okay, I have chemo, I have a really hard week, and then I have a week and a half, and I gotta live life and really live it up before I have chemo again. And this week was kind of harder, and I was more tired, and I think that was disappointing, to not feel like I could do as much. And then just knowing that you only have a week and a half before you start chemo again, and that reality, and how the last one was so much harder, and not knowing how this one will affect me, and you just know it's coming. And that is hard because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't get out of it. You can't, whatever. And I don't feel like I'm one to really focus on the bad or, really like let it ruin the good week that I have. But it was just coming to grips with everything, I think, and, still coming, like realizing that this is reality and it's really happening. And, and I think Tuesday, the day before my chemo, like that was a very, okay, I'm dreading this. Like, I'm letting it ruin my day. I'm dreading this. And I was busy. Like, I had 2 doctor's appointments, and, but yeah, it was really like, this sucks. So that was kind of a dreading day. But other than that, I feel like the rest of the days I wasn't letting that ruin it, but there was just so many emotions and so many like feelings, and not really knowing what was causing them, and just crying a lot. So it's been a few emotional week. I'm just trying to get through all that, and had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and just talking about, because I'm a planner and I want to know what's going to happen, and talking about the delivery and the options afterwards. And he pretty much said, best case scenario, there's no signs of cancer on your cervix, and, if you want, we could do nothing. And he's talked to all his friends at Mayo and everything, but pretty much it came to the end of, I said, well, what would you want to do? Like, and he said, even if there is no sign of cancer, like afterwards, he said, I would still want to do 3 rounds of treatment of chemo afterwards, after the C-section and the hysterectomy. He said, because you are so young, and, he's like, if it comes back, like, I would always question, did I do everything I could have? Like, should we have done that chemo, and would that have, like, completely killed it, and all that kind of stuff. So basically, even if after I deliver, there's no sign of cancer anyway, he still wants to do 3 more rounds. And at least it wouldn't be chemo and radiation, but it would still be 3 rounds of chemo, which would pretty much take us through the end of the year, which is kind of devastating because it's May. But found that out Tuesday. And I'm glad to find it out, because I am a planner. I want to know what's happening, kind of mentally prepare, but at the same time, it's like, that's a long time. And just thinking about having a newborn and having to do chemo with that, it's kind of devastating. So I think it's going to cut me off. It cut me off. So Jordan will have to put this together into one video. Yeah, it's kind of devastating to think of all that, and I think, after the hysterectomy, they'll give me like a 3 to 4 week break to recover from the hysterectomy. And then right when I start to feel better, they'll do another round of chemo. So it's just like awesome. But thank God we have a village around us who hopefully at that point will still be around us. I think they will, but you know, who is taking care of us now. And they will help us and get us through this, and it'll be okay and it'll be good. But, you know, we're having not a hard time, but you know, it's hard going through all this, which is Grayson, and then picturing having a little baby who knows how they'll be and what, you know, like what shape they'll be in and stuff, and just thinking about doing 3 more rounds of chemo with a baby and with Grayson. And Jordan doesn't have super lot of time off. So when do you take the time off? Do you take it off like right after the baby's born? Do you take it off like when he comes home? And like, it's just, you know, trying to plan for the future that you know nothing about and could go anyway. And my thing is going off, so I will cut this short.
Hello.
Say hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, God. What are you doing?
I'm taking a video to show all of my friends my friends. This is Monica. She's the best nurse. Don't tell the
Now
other
you're
ones.
just sucking up.
And she has great eyelashes, and she just got married. Blushing bride. Yes. I mean, I see all these videos where they like dance and sing and like, you know, do all this. Like,
Yeah.
can I get something up in here?
You're asking for a jig or something?
Very nice. Say hi.
Hi.
Jordan wanted me to videotape all the nurses.
Oh, boy. So I'm on permanent video?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jordan.
This is Andrea.
You're a very lucky man. You have a wonderful wife, which I'm sure you already know.
He better.
She's pretty badass.
But yes, to finish up those few thoughts, it's rather daunting to not know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, what it's going to look like, what this baby's going to look like, how Grayson's going to handle everything. You know, it's just a lot of unknowns, and I hate unknowns. And, you know, and what's going to come after. And you think, oh, the minute I'm done with chemo, life is going to return back to normal. But so many people that I've, you know, read on Facebook, like a couple sites that I'm on, like cancer sites or whatever, like, you know, you still have so many lingering effects afterwards, and you're still tired, like 6 months, a year afterwards. You still have the fatigue, you still have the, you know, residual effects of it, and just how it will affect us and what will happen and all that. So it's been a week of just lots of emotions, lots of thinking, finding out, you know, that there probably will be chemo after, and dealing with that. So starting another round, pretty much knocked me flat on my back by Saturday, so got maybe one more day of feeling semi-decent. They did give me a patch that is supposed to help with the nausea. So my question is, and if anyone knows this, let me know. Because I have no appetite. Like this whole next like week, I just have no appetite. Like nothing sounds good. I don't want to eat. Like, and then, you know, it's like you almost feel guilty for eating because you're not hungry, but you know you need to eat because you need nutrition, but it's like you're not hungry. So, and I was talking to my friend about this, but like, or my dad actually, is nausea connected to the no appetite, or is it just your body is so jacked up from all the chemo, from all the meds, that like, even if you're not nauseated, will you still not have an appetite? I don't know, but
Hi, somebody already took your tray.
the nurses took it out there. Thank you. But yeah, so I got this patch that's supposed to help with the nausea. So I'm just wondering if that will give me an appetite or if I still won't have an appetite. But I just won't feel that sick. I don't know, but maybe I'll feel like eating. I was kind of looking forward to the Bob Evans macaroni and cheese because that's all that sounded good last time. And I do love mac and cheese, and I don't normally let myself eat it because there's like zero nutritional value, but I love it. Anyway, oh, it's so good. So I was kind of looking forward to that. So, but anyway, now I'm just rambling. But I think that's all the thoughts. So going into this week, hopefully it's good and we'll make it through. So talk to y'all later.